Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 12 of the Inter Milan career mode on FIFA 19. This is the season roundup for the first year. We'll have a look at the competitions we were involved in, how we achieved with regards to the managerial objectives, how they compare to what the board wanted from us this season, and most importantly, we'll have a look at the squad, try and figure out what we want to do in the transfer window, starting with tomorrow's episode 1 of season 2. So we shall start by looking at the competitions we were involved in. Yesterday's season finale was the most emotional roller coaster since the Southampton relegation saga back on FIFA 18. If you missed yesterday's episode, I implore you go and watch that video because it had everything. We won the league on head-to-head ahead of Juventus. Had it not been done on head-to-head, had it been done on goal difference, we would have won the league by a single goal. The fact that it's done on, well, doesn't it actually, head-to-head and goal difference are irrelevant considering it all stemmed on that 2-goal comeback against Juventus a couple of months ago in game. We were 2-0 down at half time and we fought back to level it up at 2-2 and took a point. That comeback against Juventus is the reason why we won the league. In that regard, I'm glad that it went down that way. We beat the side that were in second because we were better than the side that were in second. At the end of the day, we outperformed them. And that's the reason why we won the league. Delighted with it. Juventus second, Lazio third and Roma fourth. So both Rome clubs will be in the Champions League next season. AC Milan only 6th. Only 6th. Napoli 13th. 13th place for Napoli. Now, Sarri is gone. They've plummeted down the table. Frosinone, Empoli and Bologna relegated, unfortunately for them. Actually, we'll have a quick look at the other competitions around Europe. Juventus won the Coppa Italia with a 3-1 win over AC Milan. We got knocked out by Udinese, of course, in the semis. In the quarters. And then Udinese got battered by Juventus in the semis. With regards to the Champions League, we didn't make it all the way to the final. We didn't make it past the quarterfinals in that competition either, losing on aggregate by 3-2 to Manchester United. They then went and lost 1-0 over 2 legs to Barcelona, and Real Madrid won an El Clasico Champions League final by 2-0. Congratulations to Real Madrid. Crystal Palace won the Europa League. What? Crystal Palace will be in the Champions League next season. By 1-0 in the final, Crystal Palace won the Europa League. I didn't even know Crystal Palace were in the Europa League in the first season. They beat Arsenal in the semis. Remarkable. They beat Leverkusen along the way. They got an easier draw with Frankfurt there. In around the 32, they had Slavia Prague. In their group, Leverkusen, Pogon, a Polish side, and FC Zurich as well. Crystal Palace won the... I didn't know they were in the Europa League. Crystal Palace won the Europa League. Wow. And that's all the competitions that we were involved in the other major competitions. So have a quick look to see who will be joining us in the Champions League next year. In the Premier League, Manchester City win by 11 points. Big margin. Chelsea third, Manchester United fourth, and Liverpool only 5th, and Arsenal 6th. And considering we're in England, we'll have a quick look. Cardiff, Huddersfield, and Wolves relegated. All finishing bottom of the table. That's a surprise. In the Championship, Villa and Leeds automatically promoted. One of Norwich, Derby, Bristol City and West Brom finishing in the playoffs. Reading, Bolton and Ipswich relegated. Ipswich couldn't avoid relegation in real life. They couldn't do it on FIFA either. Sunderland and Bradford promoted from League One. Portsmouth, Oxford, Barnsley and Luton will fight it out in the playoffs. Luton Town looks set to win League One in real life this year. Relegated Rochdale, Blackpool, Accrington Stanley and Wimbledon. MK Dons, Mansfield Town and Bury automatically promoted. Notts County, Lincoln City, Oldham Athletic and Exeter City fighting out in the playoffs. And Cambridge United, 19th. You can see why it was such an achievement to do what we did in the RTG with Cambridge United. Paris Saint-Germain win Liga by 15 points. No surprises there. Bayern win the Bundesliga. Dortmund only 4th. 14 points to gap down to Leipzig. No, that's not Italy. That's Ireland. We're in Serie A. Well done, Ches. I'm just so used to going through and going Italy. Italy 2 when going through these things, because obviously this is the first time we've managed in Italy this year. 94 points for Barcelona. They win La Liga. Real Madrid finish only third, but their league form, you would imagine, was sacrificed to do as well as they did in the Champions League. With regards to the board, we need to make a profit from youth players. We haven't done that. We do have another year to do it. We got the brand exposure. That was done by mid-September. Financially, we finished the season with a profit margin as well, which is good. Domestic success, we didn't quite reach the quarterfinal, or the semi-final, sorry, of the Coppa Nazionale, the Coppa Italia. We got knocked out the quarters, as we saw. We're finishing the Champions League spot. We won the league. Within 2 seasons, win the league. We did that season 1, and then reached the final of the Champions League. We were unable to do that. So next year, it's the cups that are going to take priority, I think. We've still got a really sizable budget left over as well. So hopefully we could get a decent sized budget for next season. I'm going to use basically what's left there in the wage budget to offer contracts around to anyone who's expiring and or could probably just do with an increase in wages, etc. We've got just £55 million for winning the league. Compare that to £180 million for winning the league with Cambridge United. There's a big, big difference in the financial clout in England and in Italy. The squad, we'll have a quick look at how people grew, and then we'll have a think about what we're going to do in the window, because there are a number of loanees that come in, as well as loanees that are currently out. So, Di Gennaro went up 1 at 25. Radu's up to 73 at 22 years of age as well. I'm not sure whether he might perhaps replace Padelli as my backup goalkeeper. I think he may well do so. Samir Handanovic is actually down 1 now, but only because his kicking went down by 12, although his jumping and his reactions have also gone down. So it might be time to replace Samir Handanovic next season. Cash in whilst he's still higher rated. What's he valued at? Cash in whilst he's still higher rated and higher valued, because his stats are going to continue to drop next season at 34 years of age, and we might find ourselves coming unstuck because of that. Shime Vasalko was on loan this year. Very good for us. Very solid right back, but I would like to sign someone different. I did toy at the beginning of the season with maybe signing Vasalko permanently. I'd probably rather bring in someone else for that right back spot. Daniele Giordano, he will continue to be trained and hopefully grow really well. An exciting prospect. Bauer up to 66 rated now. I'm very, very keen on continuing his training. He looks like he could become a very good player. Bauer, he has the potential to be special, so very keen on him. Sergic was on loan this year. I don't think played for me once, did he? Oh, he did play 9 Serie A games with regards to rotation. I don't think I physically played with him once, but in simulated games he played a few games. Went up by 1. Andrew Gravillon up 2 to 71 at centre-back, 21 years of age. He's not going to get any use out of me, I'm afraid. He'll be loaned out or sold. Pastoni, Alessandro Bastoni up 3 to 72 again. Loaned out again or sold. Van Huysden, continue to train him next season. Really hoping that he can grow quite well. He's up to 77 now. Miranda will be sold next year. He's gone down by 2. His valuation is dropping heavily, but those £77,000 in wages could certainly be better spent elsewhere. De Vries and Skriniar both up 1 this season, which was superb to see, and both rock solid for me as well. Dalbert's up 2 at left back, so that's good news. The fact that he continues to grow with training, of course, means that he'll be able to fulfill a backup role consistently now to Alex Telles in the first team. Kwadwa Samoa, I will be selling him next season. I can't sell him currently because he was new this year, but next year I'll certainly be selling him. Don't think we're going to need to improve at left back with Telles and Dalbert now. DiMarco at left back, probably going to sell him on or loan him, probably sell actually at 66 rated at 21 years of age. Gagliardini up 1 to 79. We will almost certainly be signing a new central midfielder next season as well though. Vicino up 1 to 81. 4-star skills actually, Vicino, I didn't realise that. Really, really good mental stats, but physically not amazing, technically not amazing, decent but not amazing. Brozovic up 2 to 83 this year. Really pleased with his performances this season. 10 assists in all competitions, so a decent See some creativity from the CDM role for him. Balde Keita was good for me this year, up 2. He was only on loan though, so he'll go back from whence he came. Politano up 1 to 83. He was only on loan as well. He will go back from whence he came, but I would like to sign Politano permanently. He was so good for us this year. 17 goals and 8 assists in all competitions, although 5 and 1 came in pre-season, but 9 goals and 6 assists in Serie A. I was really, really pleased with Politano. I think he would be a certain permanent signing next year. He's not valued amazingly highly, although 28 million is still quite a bit. Jan Karamo will certainly get some first-team football next year as well. You guys were keen on me training him when he comes back, so we will do that. And Jan Karamo will play a part next season. Rajan Angolan's 31 now. His stats are starting to drop. It might be an idea to move him on whilst he's still highly valued, to then bring in a better replacement or a replacement of equivalent ability. But that will be up to you guys. Jan Emmers up to 68, but pretty dead, I'm afraid. Ivan Perisic also starting to drop. Sprint speed is down by 6. Acceleration down by 1. Technically he's not dropping massively, but those decreases in physical stats will probably force our hand with regards to replacing him as well. We might have a massive overhaul next year. Christian Ansaldi down by 2. We'll sell him on when he returns. Joao Mario contemplating. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to sell him on as well. We should be able to get a decent fee for him. Bruno Fernandes was incredible for us this year. Up 3 to 87. Stunning footballer. Highly recommend you guys pick him up. 10 goals, 17 assists in all competitions. Outrageous player for us. Certainly one of the best we've had. Axel Bakayoko. His contract's expiring, or his loan is expiring. He's coming back. Lautaro Martinez up 3 to 83 without any training whatsoever. 17 goals for him this season, 13 of which coming in Serie A in just 20 games, whereas Icardi scored 15 in 25. 25 goals in all comps, although 5 of those coming in pre-season. Both of them very, very good players. I don't think we need to make any changes at striker. I'm quite happy to keep Icardi and Lautaro as my 2 starting strikers, although I may lean towards Lautaro Martinez in the starting lineup more often than Mauro Icardi now. Moroda's up 3, which is nice to see him grown, but still try and loan him out. Longo up 1 as well at 73. We'll sell him on next season. Mane as well up by 3. Probably loan him out again. And Pinamonti also up by 3. We'll loan him out again as well next season. So there's going to be a lot of transfer action happening in episodes 1 and 2 of season 2. So do make sure you subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. So make sure you don't miss out on that. I'm going to be streaming Football Manager for the very first time over on Mixer later this afternoon. I'll be going live with that just after 4 PM this afternoon. I may be live earlier on in the afternoon with some FIFA, and then later in the afternoon we'll be starting back on Football Manager for the first time since we made the move to Mixer. So follow the link in the description to that. Follow me on Twitter as well if you don't already. And for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with episode 1 of season 2.